Gentleman from New York, Mr. Higgins, is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in support of H.R. 3350, the known CBRN Terrorism Threats to Transportation Act, and yield myself as much time as I may consume.
Gentleman is recognized.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to thank the chairman of the subcommittee, Mr. King, Chairman McCall, and my ranking member, Mr. Thompson, for their support of my bill. H.R. 3350, the known CBRN Terrorism Threats to Transportation Act, would direct the Department of Homeland Security's Office of Intelligence and Analysis to conduct a terrorism threat assessment of the risks associated with transportation of chemical, biological, nuclear, and radiological materials. Terrorists and militant groups have expressed an interest in using weapons of mass destruction, especially those utilizing chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear, known as CBRN agents or materials. In fact, according to a recent Associated Press investigation, the FBI uncovered a plot by rogue Moldovan operatives to sell nuclear material to foreign terrorist organizations that have an interest in targeting the United States. Next year, the Department of Energy plans to allow the transporting by truck of highly enriched uranium from Canada to South Carolina. As a cost-saving measure, the planned shipment would be in liquid form. These trucks are scheduled to enter the United States via the Peace Bridge in Buffalo, New York. An attack or an accident involving one of these trucks crossing the Peace Bridge could have devastating consequences. The Peace Bridge is the busiest passenger crossing on the northern border and the second busiest cargo port of entry. Closing the bridge for an extended period of time would cause great economic harm to the region and national economies. Further, an attack could contaminate the Great Lakes, which contain 84% of North America's surface fresh water with highly radioactive material. Despite these risks, the Department of Energy approved this route, relying on an analysis of this route that is 20 years old and did not anticipate carrying such high-level waste. In other words, the federal government is about to begin importing highly radioactive material which has never been shipped in this manner, using outdated pre-9/11 information that does not reflect the threats we face today. To ensure that all relevant federal agencies, including the Department of Energy, have the information they need to make decisions and develop policies that are informed by the terrorism threat picture, my bill would direct the Department of Homeland Security to share its assessment with federal partners. Mr. Speaker, I urge members to support H.R. 3350, a measure that will not only help ensure the Department of Energy has the information it needs with respect to transporting dangerous material through high-risk areas throughout the United States, but that other federal agencies who are faced with similar questions are able to make better informed decisions. I reserve the balance of my time.